Hi and hello Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation of Rays Baseball, second series of the year against the Cleveland Indians. Rays coming in at 13-6, Indians at 14-6. It's Ryan Yarborough for the Rays vs. Shane Beber of the Indians. The Rays starting pitcher today, Ryan Yarborough. He's 2-0 on the season with a 2.08 ERA. In his last start against the Indians, he picked up a win. Went 6 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3. The first Indian he will face today is Domingo Jr. Jr. is 273 on the year. And the first pitch to him here is taken strike 1. As we are now officially underway, it'll be DeShields Jr., Hernandez, and Lindor all to face Yarborough as DeShields shows bunt, but it's strike 2. So the lineup in totality for the Indians that Yarborough will face. Leading off in center field, Domingo DeShields Jr. batting second. The second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Batting third, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Batting cleanup, the DH, Franmil Reyes. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carlos Santana. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Domingo Santana. Batting 8th, the right fielder, Jordan Luplow, and batting 9th and catching, Roberto Perez. The 1-2 to DeShields. Taken outside. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, these two teams met earlier this month in Cleveland. Rays won that series 3-1. As these two teams will face off for the final time here in the regular season, the 2-2. And that one is put in a play, lined right to Adames. And that's going to be good for out number 1. As now Cesar Hernandez up to the plate. His 260 average is third on the Indians lineup. 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. The first pitch here from Yarborough, and another bunt put down, and that one will be foul. So twice in this first inning, the Indians have tried to lay down a bunt against Yarborough. Neither time they have worked out. That one fouled away, and now quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. That series in Cleveland was funky. A lot of home runs and a couple of inside-the-park homers for Cleveland as well. Maybe looking to go small ball here today against Yarborough. A lot of switch hitters, 4 in the lineup today. As that one is put on the ground, charged by the shortstop Adames. He'll make a throw, and it's in time. A nice play defensively by Adames, and that'll be out number 2. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty is the shortstop Francisco Lindor. The switch hitter is 232 on the year. Stands in the right-hander's batter's box here against the lefty Yarborough. The first pitch to him is inside for strike 1. Eric Summersgill, the home plate ump, calling the balls and strikes. The 0-1. That one fouled back, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, low, and it's ball 1. So Yarborough still a strike away from getting out of the inning. He's looked good. Got a couple of quick outs. Only 12 pitches. Going to get out of it. 1-2-3. That one low again, and it's 2-2. Second switch hitter Yarborough has faced here, and now the 2-2 to Lindor is fouled away. So again, in the bottom of the first, it'll be Meadows, Choi, and Kiermaier to face Shane Beber. We'll talk about that when we get to the bottom of this inning. And now the 2-2 on its way from Yarborough, and it's swung on a miss. Yarborough picks up his first strikeout and gets out of the first inning. 1-2-3. The starting pitcher for the Indians, it's Shane Beber. Beber is 2-2 on the year with a 6 ERA. In his last start versus the Rays, he took a loss, went only 3 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 5, and struck out 7. It was actually the same matchup. It was Yarborough v. Beber. And the first raid of the plate, it's Austin Meadows. Meadows is 252 on the year, 13 runs batted in, 5 home runs. Had a nice series against the Royals. And the lineup for the Rays that Beber will face, leading off in right field, it's Austin Meadows. Batting second, the first baseman G-Man Choi. Batting third, the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. Batting cleanup, the left fielder Hunter Renfro. Batting fifth, the second baseman Brandon Lau. Batting sixth, the third baseman Yandy Diaz. Batting seventh, the DH Jose Martinez. Batting eighth, the shortstop Willie Adames. And batting ninth and catching, it is Michael Perez. The 1-2 here to Meadows. And it's swung on a miss. He chased high, and that'll be out number 1. First strikeout for Beber. And now with 1 away, it's G-Man Choi. Choi is 234 in the season. 15 runs batted in. 4 homers. Second in the team in runs batted in. Behind the main Kiermaier that will be up next. That one put on the ground and chased by the third baseman Ramirez, and his long throw to first is not in time. That one got against the shift just enough, and Choi able to leg it out for a 1-out single. With a man on, it's Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier on the season is 193. 18 runs batted in and 7 homers. A cut and a miss, and it's 0-1. Kiermaier has had a bit of resurgence. He's just 1 home run behind the team lead, and he leads in runs batted in. So despite being below the Mendoza line, he's done some damage, mainly in the bottom part of the order. He bats here in the first with a man on. And that one is fouled away down near the home bullpen, and it's quickly 0-2. Hunter Renfro would bat next. And now the pitch from Beber. A good take high, and it's 1-2. Kiermaier watches that one low, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes. G-Man Choi standing at first with 1 out. Rays looking to take a lead early. Here's the 2-2. And that one is popped up in the air. Chased by the right fielder Luplo, and he's going to watch that one go all the way into the stands. It's a home run. Kiermaier, that's his 8th. A 2-run shot here in the first has given the Rays now a 2-0 lead. They got on the board early. Kiermaier's been hot as of late. Cash moves him up to the top of the lineup, and boy, does that decision pay off. He had a well-hit foul ball down the right field line, and he thought maybe he'd had a chance later in the at-bat, and he does. 400 feet. The distance, 108 miles an hour off the bat. And now it's Hunter Renfro, still with only 1 out in the first. Renfro is 245 on the year, 12 runs batted in and 8 home runs. He is now tied for the team lead. 97 home runs in his career. So he'll reach that 100 mark some point in this season in a Rays uniform. The 1-0 is swung on a missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one put in the air, but it's right to the right fielder Luplo, and he'll catch that one for out number 2. So fly out to right, and now Brandon Lau comes to the plate with a bases clear and 2 outs. Lau is 227 on the year, 15 runs batted in and 6 homers. A 6-game hitting streak. The Rays have a few of those going, including Kiermaier now extending 1 to 5 with that first inning home run. The first pitch to Lau, and that one is going to get down for a base hit right in front of the left fielder Santana, and that will keep the inning going. A 2-out single for Brandon Lau, and now it's the third baseman Yandy Diaz. Diaz seeing his first action in quite a while. He's 158 on the year, 1 run batted in, no home runs. He started the year off 0 for 20. Brandon Lau standing at first with 2 outs. Rays up 2-0 after a home run by Kiermaier. And a broken bat. Chopper to the first baseman, who's going to beat Diaz to the bag, and that will retire the side. So the Rays pick up 3 hits, 2 runs off the Kiermaier shot, as we are now 3-1. It'll be Franmil Reyes to lead off this inning for the Indians. He had a couple home runs versus the Rays in that series, just 5 on the year. So the Rays he's had some success against. It'll be Reyes, Ramirez, and Santana to come to the plate in the second. A tall order as that one is popped up, chased by the center fielder Kiermaier, and he's there in left center for out number 1. A 1-pitch at bat for Reyes as he goes down. And now it's Jose Ramirez. Ramirez batting for the first time today. He is 280 on the season. First on the Indians as of right now. As we get set to wrap up this month of April, it's been up and down for the Rays. It's had a 6-game losing streak, but also some highs as well. A series victory in Cleveland and in Houston. Those are probably the highlights, as that one is going to get through for a base hit, a 1-out single for Jose Ramirez, and that will get the hitting started for Cleveland. And now coming up behind him, the first baseman Carlos Santana, another switch hitter. He's 257 on the year. He takes that first pitch for strike 1, a slow looper. It's only 75 miles an hour. The big slug and first baseman has a 5-game hitting streak cooking. He comes to the plate with 1 out and 1 on here in the second. The Indians are down 2. Down, fouled back, and now no balls, 2 strikes. Yarborough sets and deals, and it's inside, ball 1. Another foul. That one fouled back above the screen along the backstop, and it'll stay 1-2. And that one is put in the air, chased by the left fielder Renfro, and he makes a diving catch. He had it in his glove and then stumbled head first. An exciting play defensively for Renfro as he'll add that one to the highlight reel. Santana goes down, and now there's 2 away here in the second. And it'll be Domingo Santana, 368. His average on the season. He did some damage against the Rays as well. I believe he had a 10-game hitting streak at that time. It's Jose Ramirez standing at first. He's the only hit of the day for Cleveland. Yarborough has looked good as he's trying to close out a second frame. He's pitching with the lead as well, thanks to a 2-run homer in the first by Kiermaier. And now the 2-0. Low, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. Jordan Luplow warming up on the on-deck circle. The 3-0. Taken, strike 1. That one only in there at 84. Ryan Yarborough's scouting report does not officially contain a fastball. He throws a cutter, but that's about it. Doesn't dip into the 90s as far as miles per hour very much. A lot of cutter and sliders and stuff like that. The 3-1 is swung on a miss. That one only in there at 78. Induces a lot of weak contact. Now he's got a full count, and here's the payoff. Outside for ball 4, and Santana will walk. That'll put a couple men on now. Men at first and second with 2 outs for Jordan Luplow. First walk of the day issued by Ryan Yarborough. Jordan Luplow is 304 on the year. 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. Jose Ramirez moves over to second base. It's Domingo Santana standing at first. The first pitch to Luplow. Inside for ball 1. In the second inning for the Rays, it'll be the bottom part of the order. Jose Martinez, Adames, and Michael Perez. A cut and a miss from Luplow. And it's a ball and a strike. And that one is put on the ground, but right to the second baseman, Lau. He'll turn and try to get the out at first, which he does. And that will retire the side. Yarborough puts a couple of men on, but that'll be it. As we head to the bottom of the second, the Rays lead 2-0. It's Jose Martinez to lead the second inning off for the home team. Martinez 175 on the year. Just a single home run, 3 runs batted in. Had a rough day yesterday against the Royals. He went 0 for 4. So he's been relegated to the bottom part of this lineup. A good contact hitter off of righties and lefties. He's facing the righty Beber here his first time up, as now he's quickly down. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be Martinez, Adames, and Perez all getting their first at-bats here in the second. The Rays up a couple of runs. That one fouled away, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Bit of a thin crowd here on this Monday evening. As a cut and a miss for Martinez, the catcher Roberto Perez will throw to first to complete the strikeout. That's Bieber's second, and now there's 1 out. It'll be the shortstop, Willie Adames. He is 173 on the year. 8 runs batted in, 2 homers. He went 1 for 12 in the last series after being in the top of the order, including striking out a couple of times in big spots. Fortunately, the Rays were able to win that series against the Royals 2-1. Plenty of missed opportunities in that first game, though. Could have easily been a sweep. You take wins where you can. And the Rays now sit just 3 games under 500 at 13-6. They're 4th place in the American League East, but just 5 games back of first. That's the Yankees at 18-11, although they have a home series against the Tigers going on right now, so maybe not the best chance to make up those games, but these Rays will face the Yankees in a 4-game series here in Tropicana Field in just a couple of weeks. As Adames strikes out, and he is now in a bit of a cold slump. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty, it's the catcher Michael Perez. Perez is 145 on the year, 6 runs batted in, and a home run. That one in there for strike 1. In the 3rd inning for the Indians, it'll be Roberto Perez, Delino DeShields Jr., and Cesar Hernandez. The 0-2. And that one is put on the ground right to the shortstop Lindor, and his throw to first is just in time to put away Perez. A 1-2-3 inning for the second. As at the end of 2, the Rays lead 2. Bottom part of the order, the Indians finish off. It's the catcher Roberto Perez. He is 253 on the year, a home run, 9 run batted in. They'll face Yarborough as the Rays 5 starters pitch a couple scoreless frames, giving up a hit and a strikeout, but that's it. A hit and a walk, I should say. And now the 0-1 to Perez is outside for ball 1. The 2-1. And that one is put into play right to the second baseman, Lau, as his throw to first is in time to get the first out here in the 3rd. The Rays have been good in that defensive formation. A lot of groundouts right to that spot. And Lau has been primarily good defensively at second base. And after the Perez groundout, we go back to the top of the order for Delino DeShields Jr. He's 0 for 1. Lined out to Adames to open this ball game. He'll face Yarborough a second time. And he shows bunt again as he did in the first at-bat. And that one popped up a little bit and charged by Choi. And he makes the catch for out number 2. A little pop-up to first. And now it's Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez grounded to Adames his first time up to end the first inning. The first pitch from Yarborough is taking strike 1. The Rays had to use 5 relievers yesterday. So I know it's too early to really talk about it, but Ryan Yarborough pacing well in this contest as that one is hit well but foul. It was Yonny Chirinos getting through 5. He finished that one with a no decision in yesterday's win against the Royals. It was then McKay, Drake, Alvarado, Rowe, and Nick Anderson picking up his 8th save. So, of course, you would hope to use Nick Anderson, but everyone else limit if you can. Now the 0-2 to Hernandez. Swung on and missed. Yarborough picks up his 2nd strikeout and gets out of another inning. 1-2-3. As he has pitched well through 3 innings, the Rays lead 2-0. The Rays back to the top of their order. We'll start with Austin Meadows here in the 3rd. He struck out in his first try. It'll be Meadows, Choi, and Kiermaier. That pairing worked out well the first time as it was a single for Choi and then a home run by Kiermaier. That's where those 2 runs have come from. That one taken outside and it's a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1. And that one is put in the air. Chased by the center fielder DeShields Jr. And it's going to fall down to the wall for a leadoff double. Meadows thinks about going for 3, but returns back. A leadoff double. That's the 11th of the season for Meadows. His first hit of the day. 4th hit in totality for the Rays. And that'll put another runner in scoring position as they look to take command in the first game of this series. And now it's G-Man Choi. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Came across to score in that Kiermaier home run. It's Meadows standing at 2nd with no outs. You gotta love the Rays' chances to bring him in. It'll be Choi, Kiermaier, and Renfro, all with a chance to single in a run. Beber has looked a bit shaky today, as he has in his last start against the Rays. Remember, he only went 3 innings that day in Cleveland. Took the loss. The 1-1 to Choi. That one is low for ball 1. The 2-1 here to Choi. And that one in there for strike 2. Looked a little below the zone, but a called strike. And now this one from Beber is outside ball 3. Choi thinks about it, but lays off. It'll be Kiermaier next. But a full count to Choi. Here's the payoff. And put on the ground right to the 3rd baseman Santana. And his only play will be to 1st. And that will be for out number 1. It's now Kevin Kiermaier. He is 1 for 1 with a home run in the 1st. That home run gave him his 20th run batted in. And put him over the Mendoza line. He's now 2-0-2 on the year, as he may be a staple in the top of the order moving forward. A team favorite. He's been with the team since 2013, the longest tenured Ray. Here's the 1-0. Outside ball 2. Beber deals to Kiermaier, and that one is popped straight up. It's the catcher Perez right underneath it, and that will be for out number 2. So the Rays are going to have one last chance to drive in Meadows. After that pop up, the catcher, and it will be Hunter Renfro. Flew out to right his first time up. Renfro has had a nice play defensively today, but that's been about it. Meadows standing at 2nd with 2 outs. Rays lead 2-0, but would like some insurance. Although Ryan Yarborough has looked awfully good so far. And speaking of Yarborough, when he comes back out in the 4th, he'll face Lindor, Reyes, and Jose Ramirez, as he looks to continue his shutout game as that one is lined by Renfro. The left fielder goes back, and now that baby is out of there. Another 2-run homer as the two sluggers in the top of this order has gone back and forth for the team lead. It's Renfro's 9th. The 2-run shot has extended the Rays lead by 2. It's now 4-0. The Rays went homer happy in their series at Cleveland, and they're doing the same thing here in Game 1 at Tropicana. And now the bases clear and 2 outs. It's Brandon Lau. Lau singled his first try. Beber has now given up 4 earned runs in just 2 2/3. Interesting to see how much longer they'll let him go. He's only at 43 pitches, so he can go quite a bit further. He's already given up 5 hits as well, 2 home runs, as that one is put into play by Brandon Lau, but right into the shift. And that will be a ground out to end the inning, but the Rays double their lead. Another 2-run homer, this time by Renfro. It'll be Francisco Lindor to lead off this inning for the Indians. Lindor struck out his first time up as Yarborough back out to start a 4th. He's pitched 3 scoreless. See if he can keep that going. Ryan Yarborough has only allowed 2 base runners, a hit and a walk. Those both came in the 2nd inning, but he was able to get out of it. Some key pitching. His ERA is the lowest in the rotation, only at 2.08, and he's 2-0. So the Rays have a nice starter in the back end of the rotation as Kiermaier is going to chase that one, and it's going to get down in front of him for a leadoff double. You thought maybe he could have gotten to it, but he lets the safe play and lets it go off the wall. It's Lindor's 4th double of the year, and now the Indians have a runner in scoring position of their own. In the last half inning, got started with the leadoff double, and this one as well. It's now the cleanup man, Franmil Reyes. He flew out to center his first try in the 2nd. It's Lindor standing at second with no outs. Rays lead 4-0 in the 4th. Down outside, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. And that one is popped up. Chased by the right fielder, Meadows. He's going to go out near the track in the wall, and he makes the catch on the warning track. Francisco Lindor will tag up and head to third base. So I guess a productive out. A nice play by Meadows to track that ball off the bat and go get it. In the similar spot as Lindor's double, and now with 1 out, it's Jose Ramirez. A sac fly would drive in a run, but the Indians are going to need a bit more than that. They're down 4-0. Ramirez 217 on the year with runners in scoring position. He's 1 for 1 with a single here today. The 1-0, and that one is fouled away. This next pitch will be Yarborough's 50th. Trying to get out of a 4th scoreless, but he's going to have some good pitching here. As that one is fouled away again, and it's 1-2. The best way to do it, of course, would be to get a strikeout here, and then maybe a ground out or another strikeout. The 1-2. And a low, blocked in the dirt by Perez. A good block. Potentially could have saved a run there. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. They count to the switch hitting third baseman. The 2-2. And that one is put on the ground right to Brandon Lau. That one is going to drive in a run. So an RBI for Ramirez. That's now 4-1 Rays. Something we saw with Joey Wendell yesterday, and a recorded out, but did drive in a run. So now the Indians are down only 3. It's Carlos Santana up now to try and keep things going. comes to the plate with 2 outs and the base is clear. That RBI scored Lindor from third, so he's the man that comes around to score. In the bottom of this inning for the Rays, it will be Yandy Diaz, Jose Martinez, and Willie Adames. Neither of those men have reached base today. Down grounded straight to Choi, has a bit of trouble with it, but throws to Yarborough, who's covering first for out number 3. So Yarborough gives up his first earned run of the day, but he still has the lead. It's 4-1. It'll be Yandy Diaz to get this inning started for the Rays. He grounded out to third his first time up. It'll be Diaz, Martinez, and Adames. Shane Beber comes back out to start a fourth. His pitch count is not even really that high. About the same as Yarborough's. Probably by the time this inning is said and done. But a couple of 2-run homers allowed as that one is popped up. Chased by the right fielder Luplow, and he's there in foul territory to make a running catch for out number 1. It's now the DH Jose Martinez. He struck out in his first try against Beber. He'll come to the plate with the bases clear and 1 out. The first pitch to him, taking strike 1. A foul back, and it's 0-2. Quickly to Martinez as he's in jeopardy of striking out for the second time today. The catcher sets up inside, and it's a take. 1-2 now the count. The 1-2. Taken again, and it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one from Beber. Outside, and now Martinez has worked himself all the way back into this one after being down 0-2. Some good takes, and the count is now full. Beber has yet to walk a man. Here's the payoff. And that one is grounded right to the second baseman, and the throw to first to put away Martinez. It was Cesar Hernandez there in the putout, and now there's 2 away. And now it's the shortstop, Willie Adames. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout as well today. Relegated back down to the bottom of the order. He's great defensively, but the bat is a bit up and down. He's below the Mendoza line right now. But you can always come out of it, especially this early, as we've seen with Kiermaier. He's been surging as of late. A home run today. He's batting third. Taken strike by Adames, and it's 0-2. Beber is a strike away from getting out of this thing. A 1-2-3 inning it would be. Here's the 0-2. And it's outside, low, blocked in the dirt. And it's 1-2. For the Indians in the top of the 5th, it'll be Domingo Santana, Luplow, and the catcher Perez. Here's the 1-2. And it's grounded right at the middle. Picked up by the shortstop Lindor, and he'll make a throw to first. For out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for the Rays here, as through 4, they are up 4-1. Ryan Yarborough, of course, comes out to start this 5th inning. The first man he'll face is Domingo Santana. Santana walked in his first plate appearance against Yarborough. It'll be Santana here, Jordan Luplow, and Roberto Perez as the Indians finish the bottom part of their order for a second time, as that one lined off the bat right to the left fielder Renfro for out number 1. It's now Jordan Luplow. Luplow is 0 for 1, grounded to second in his first time up. The first pitch to him, inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. And there's strike one. That one only in there at 73. That one put on the ground. It's going to get through for a base hit right past Brenton Lau. So they had the shift over there, but still got in there through for a base hit. It's a one-out single for Jordan Luplow, the Indians' third hit of the day, and that'll put a man on. For the catcher, Roberto Perez. Perez in his only try today, grounded out to second as well. Comes to the plate with Luplow at first and one out. The Indians are down 3 runs. It's 4-1 Tampa Bay. Yarborough would need a couple more outs if he wanted to qualify for a win. It would advance him to 3-0 on the years. He's off to a hot start. In the back end of the rotation, as we look ahead to the rest of the series, just 2 more games after today. It'll be Morton v. Clevenger tomorrow night, and on the getaway for the Rays, it's Snell v. Carlos Carrasco. The first time the Rays will see Cookie Carrasco this year. The 3-0 that Perez has taken for strike one. Carlos Carrasco left the team for a period of time last year. He was diagnosed with cancer. He was honored at the All-Star game in Cleveland that year. Really great story, and he's back and pitching, and we can't wait to see him on Tropicana Field on Wednesday. Here's the 3-1 to Perez. It's swung on and missed, and now a full count. For the catcher, it's 3-2. And here's the payoff. And put into play another base hit right, really in the same spot. And after back-to-back singles, a couple men on for the top of the lineup. Is now Delino DeShields Jr. He's 0 for 2. A liner to short and a pop-up to first. It's Jordan Luplow standing at second base. Roberto Perez at first. Delino DeShields Jr. at the plate represents the tying run. Here's the 0-1. Taking strike 2. The leadoff man is just 0-62 on the year with runners in scoring position. He's down here in the count. Here's the 0-2. And it's fouled away. Yarborough now nearing 70 pitches. So although he's looked good, probably just a couple of more innings. If that. And here's the 0-2. Inside for ball 1. Another foul. That one down the left field line. This offering is taken ball 2. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Cesar Hernandez next. It's another foul ball. This is now becoming a lengthy at-bat. Yarborough v. the right-handed leadoff man. Here's the 2-2. And that one is grounded right up the middle. Picked up by Brenton Lau. He goes to Adames for 1. And Choi for 2. A turn double play to get Yarborough out of the inning. He'll now qualify for the win. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, it is 4-1 Rays. It'll be the catcher, Michael Perez, to lead off this inning for the Rays. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. In the second inning, it'll be Perez, Meadows, and Choi. So maybe the Rays look to add on to their lead a little bit. The 1-1. Cutting a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. A cut and a miss, and now Michael Perez down on strikes. He's 0 for 2 today, and now we head Back to the top of the order for Austin Meadows. Meadows is 1 for 2 with a double in the third. Came around to score on a 2-run homer by Hunter Renfro. The 0-1. Low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. We've talked about the Rays. They're 3 games under 500, 5 games back of first. But what about the Indians? They're in a somewhat similar spot, as that one is going to be a ground out for Meadows. The Indians are 14-16 on the year. They're 3rd place in the American League Central. They're looking up at the Twins at first place in 19-10. And the Twins, a team that the Rays have yet to face, but we'll see them down the line a couple of times. And that'll be G-Man Choi. Choi 1 for 2, a single in the first. As that one is put in the air. Chased by the right fielder, Luplow. He's going to go back, and he's going to watch that one go. The 3rd home run of the day for the Rays is Choi's 5th. And boy, has the top of this lineup been cooking here today. It is now 5-1 Rays. Beber's pitch count relatively low, but he's given up 3 deep flies. That is now his 5th earned run. As Choi put a charge on that baseball. And now it's Kevin Kiermaier, another man that is homered against Beber. At 66 pitches, it'd be tough to take a guy like this out in the 5th inning. As that one is lined right to the 3rd baseman Ramirez to retire the side. So the Rays pick up another run and a solo shot by Choi at the end of 5. It is now 5-1 Tampa Bay. And a surprising move. It's a pitching change for the Rays. It'll be Diego Castillo in 15 appearances, a 3.14 ERA. Boy, I gotta say, that's a shocker. We haven't really seen anything quite like that this year. Yarborough was only at 70 pitches or so. He'll qualify for the win. He'll finish 5 innings pitched. Only gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. As now Castillo on to face a couple of switch hitters and a righty. Now the Rays, they have 12 outs to get. As Azona's going to get through for a base hit. He'll stay at first, so a leadoff single there for Cesar Hernandez. As the first batter Castillo faces is allowed to reach base. Fairbanks and Poche warming as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. You had a chance to give your bullpen a rest, but now potentially you're going to tax them as we head to the rest of this series. It's now Francisco Lindor up. Lindor 1 for 2. A double in the 4th. The 0-1. In there for strike 2. That fastball in there at 97. And Lindor is now quickly behind in the count. Here's the 0-2. And fouled away. That one cut and miss. Picked up. And he's going to go to second. And he's going to be safe. So a strikeout for Francisco Lindor, but a stolen base for Hernandez. And that will get him in scoring position for the cleanup man, Franmil Reyes. Reyes is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a fly out to right. The first pitch to him is inside for ball 1. Reyes is 194 in the air with runners in scoring position. He's got the speedy Cesar Hernandez standing at second. The Indians are down 4, so they're going to need a bit more than this as the Rays make an early move to the bullpen. The 1-1. And now it's fouled away, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one inside, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castillo comes on to at least take the 6th inning, maybe more. We'll see. The 2-2. High. Count is now full. That fastball in there at 100 miles an hour. The payoff to Reyes. And put into play. Lined right to the third baseman Diaz. And he'll get the out at first. For out number 2. Now the Indians' last chance in this inning, Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is 1 for 2. A single in the 2nd, and an RBI ground out in the 4th. So both have been somewhat productive. He drove in the only run of the day for Cleveland. Here's the first pitch to him, outside for ball 1. That pitch just about in the same spot, but that one called a strike. It's now 1-1. And here's the pitch. Laid off of, and that one called a ball. 2-1 now. It's Cesar Hernandez standing at second base with 2 outs. The 2-1. Now fouled away. The 2-2. And another foul ball. For the Rays in the 6th, it'll be Renfro, Lau, and Diaz. And another 2-2. And the appeal, they're going to say no go, and another full count. Carlos Santana on deck. You don't want to wait. You got to just get out of this inning while you still can. And here's the payoff. Outside ball 4, and that will continue the inning. A walk issued to Jose Ramirez. Brings up Carlos Santana, the slugger, with a couple of men on. He's 0 for 2 today. A fly out to left, and they grounded out to Choi. The first pitch to him. In there for strike 1. So it's Hernandez still standing at second, and now Jose Ramirez at first. With 2 outs, Indians down 4. The tying run is on deck. A cut and a miss, and now quickly 0-2. Castillo sets and deals. Fouled right back to the catcher. A lot of foul balls. 23 pitches for Castillo in this inning, as after what you've seen, you probably are going to think this is just his last batter, potentially, if he can get him out. Here's the 0-2. And he got the cut and miss. Strikeout number 2 of this inning. He allows a hit and a walk, but no runs. Early move to the bullpen for the Rays. We hit the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-1. Pitching change for the Indians as well. It's Reynaldo Lopez. Lopez in 5 appearances. A 3.23 ERA. They'll face Hunter Renfro first. Renfro is 1 for 2, a home run in the 3rd. He's now 3 homers away from 100 in his career. Most of those were picked up with the San Diego Padres. As that one is going to be grounded through. Will it get for a base hit? No. A nice play defensively by Francisco Lindor to make the long throw to first off his back foot. We got to look at the replay. It's now Brandon Lau. Lau was 1 for 2 with a single in the 1st inning. Comes to the plate with 1 out, and the base is clear. That one grounded right into the shift, picked out by Hernandez, and his throw to first in time quickly for out number 2. Shane Beber, by the way, his final line. He is in line for the loss, by the way. He finishes in 5 innings pitched, gave up 5 earned runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. No walks, gave up 3 home runs. That's where all 5 of the 5 runs came from. A 2-run shot by Kiermaier, a 2-run shot by Renfro, and a 1-run blast for G-Man Choi. The 1-0 here to Diaz in there for strike 1. Yandy Diaz looking for his first home run of the year. The slugger was quite good at hitting those last year, including 2 in the American League wildcard game against the Oakland Athletics that boosted them to a win there, as they won 5-1 in that contest, as is the score here today. Baseball known for its perfect symmetry. Near the 3-1 to Diaz is high, ball 4. So Lopez will walk a man. Diaz reaches base for the first time today via a walk. And now it's the DH Jose Martinez, who has yet to reach base. He's 0 for 2. Battle of the bullpens here as we go down the stretch. 2 completely different tales, though. Both starters are in line for a decision, something we haven't seen in a couple days. That would boost Yarborough to 3-0. As that one is lined off the bat, and a diving catch by the left fielder Santana. A nice play there, and that will end the inning. A Yandy Diaz walk, but that's it. At the end of 6, the Rays lead 4. It's 5-1. Another pitching move here for the Rays is now Peter Fairbanks in 13 appearances, a 4.38 ERA. He'll face Domingo Santana first, the man that made that nice diving play in the outfield to end the last half inning. So Castillo will finish with a scoreless inning pitched. Be credited with a hold, gave up a hit and a walk, and struck out 2. The first pitch to Domingo Santana is swung on and missed. That one put in the air in foul territory. It's the first baseman Choi underneath it, and he's there for out number 2. The right fielder, number 8, Jordan Luplow. It's now Jordan Luplow to come to the plate. Luplow today is 1 for 2, a single in the 5th. The first pitch to him. High ball 1. The Rays now with 8 outs left to get. It's Drake and Poche warming up. I think maybe these cast of characters could maybe get us through at least the 8th inning and then let Anderson take the 9th. It'll be a safe situation if the score holds. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away and now 1-2. And that one is put into play, but right to the third baseman, Yandy Diaz, and his throw to first will be just in time for out number 2. A nice play. Diaz going on his knee to pick it up, and a nice throw to first. So you got to look at the replay, the backhanded flash of the leather. And that will bring up the catcher, Roberto Perez, as they finish out their order a third time through. The catcher is 1 for 2 with a single in the 5th as well. That was when the Indians put a couple of men aboard against Yarborough, and he ultimately got out of that one. Again, Yarborough in line for the win. When only 5 innings pitched, it could have gone probably a couple innings further, but the bullpen has done the job so far. So if it pays off, you can't really blame the manager, Kevin Cash, in the end. But maybe the consequences of that decision will bear itself throughout the rest of this series, as one of the worst things you can do is put too heavy attacks on the bullpen. One of the most crucial parts of a baseball team. Here's the 3-0 in there for strike 1. Down fouled away, and that will bring the count full to the catcher. Fairbanks just one strike away from getting out of this 7th scoreless. And the payoff pitch fouled away again. Only 12 pitches for Fairbanks. He's faced all righties, so favorable matchups for him. In the 8th, it'll be a couple of switch hitters. That one put on the ground, picked up by the third baseman Diaz. Another play over to him, and his throw to first is good. A 1-2-3 inning for Fairbanks in the 7th, as now the Rays, with just 6 outs left to get it, is 5-1. It's the shortstop, Willie Adames, to lead off the 7th inning for the Rays. Adames struggling a bit today. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to short his last time up in the 4th. Comes up here in the 7th. It'll be Adames, Michael Perez, and Austin Meadows. The Rays looking to add some insurance runs. They're already up 4. They've won their last 2, as they are looking to get back to 500 for the first time since late March. The 1-2. Swung on and missed, and Adames goes down. His second strikeout of the day, and he is now 1 for his last 15. Call it a cold slump. And now the catcher, Michael Perez. Perez 0 for 2 today as well, a strikeout in the 5th. Reinaldo Lopez, by the way, comes out to start a 2nd inning. He pitched a scoreless frame in the 6th. The 1-0. Perez leans back. At that pitch inside, and it's 2-0. Perez saying something back to Lopez. Here's the 2-0. And a cut and a miss. Not sure what Perez was looking for there, but that pitch outside, couldn't make contact with it. And that one is lifted in the air. Run down by the center fielder, Delano DeShields Jr., and he makes the catch there for out number 2. And now with 2 outs and the base is empty, it'll be Austin Meadows. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a double in the 3rd. Came across to score on that double by home run from Renfro. One of 3 home runs here today. That one popped up in the air as well. And it's DeShields Jr. underneath of it for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the Rays in the 7th. As still with 6 outs left to get, they have a 4-run lead. And now another pitching move, as we anticipated, is Colin Poche. In 16 appearances, a .260 ERA. He's the 4th man out for the Rays today. He'll face the 1-2-3 man. So the righty DeShields and a couple of switch hitters. So 3 hitters that are going to be standing in the right-handed batter's box. It's not quite favorable matchups, but with 2 switch hitters, no real way to line that one up. As we just got the announced attendance, it was just over 7,600 here on Monday night. The Trop was packed maybe 2 times more than this on the weekend, in that weekend series versus the Royals. All 3 of those days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, had good showings. Not always the same during the work week, as the count to the leadoff man is 3 balls, no strikes. And here's the pitch from Poche. Taking strike 1 right down the middle. None of the pitchers that have played today pitched yesterday, as that one is going to be low for ball 4, and DeShields Jr. will walk. And that'll get the leadoff man aboard for Cesar Hernandez. That is just the 3rd walk of the day issued by Rays pitching. And now Cesar Hernandez, he's 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the 6th. The Indians down 4. They have some work left to do. 6 outs left to work with. It'll probably be Poche in the 8th and Nick Anderson in the 9th. Anderson is now 8 for 9 on saves. Picked up his 8th yesterday afternoon. And here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Now a ball and a strike. Francisco Lindor next, and then maybe Franmil Reyes after that. As that one high, and it's 2-1. So a couple of guys getting holds out of the pen, and it's Castillo and Fairbanks getting one, and Poche trying to get one as well. Couple starter decisions right now. A loss for Shane Beber and a win for Yarborough would be in place. As that cut and miss from Hernandez will bring the count full 3-2. A throwback to first, a bit unexpected, but caught by Choi. I'm not even sure he was expecting it. And now the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Out number 1 here in the 8th. And that will bring up Francisco Lindor. He is 1 for 2. A couple of strikeouts, but a double in the 4th inning. Came across to score, the only run of the day. Come to think of it, this is the second team that the Rays will finish their season series up already in April, as they already faced the Indians in Cleveland for a 4-game set. So this will be it between these two. And the Rays have also seen the Astros for the last time, as they played both series of the year in this month of April as well. So getting a couple of heavy hitters in the American League out of the way early, which is nice. They've also had success in most of those series as well. As that one is put in the air, the left fielder Renfro is underneath of it, and that will be out number 2. Hernandez will stay at first base. And now it will be Franmil Reyes coming to the plate. The cleanup man is 0 for 3 here today. He's had a couple of chances with men in scoring position, but could not come through. He's got a runner at first, now with 2 outs. The Indians have 4 outs left to get. This will probably be Poche's last out. And then Nick Anderson to take the 9th, we expect. As hopefully they can line it up as far as outside of the closer, get just pitchers that have not pitched yesterday. And that way they can roll over the A-pen guys to tomorrow. Because Rowe and Alvarado pitched yesterday. And that one put into foul territory, and it's 1-2. The 1-1. Low, and it's 2 balls a strike. That one just catching the outside and away corner of the plate. And now Poche is a strike away from getting out of this 8th. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Poche strikes out Reyes to end the inning. It allows the leadoff walk, but that's it. The Rays now have 3 outs left to get. It's 5-1. It'll be G-Man Choi to get this 8th inning started for the Rays. And again, Reinaldo Lopez out now to start a 3rd inning. Only at 20 pitches, so that makes sense just to try and get out of this ball game. Now Choi, he is 2 for 3, a nice day. A single in the 1st and a home run, a solo shot in the 5th. He's been in the top of the order for quite some time. Had his resurgence in an early April series at Boston, and the Rays have really never looked back as far as that's concerned. Been very clutch, as we mentioned yesterday, as he drove in the go-ahead run in yesterday's contest. The most clutch hitter this season for the Rays. Whenever they need a hit, Choi always seems to deliver. Here's the 1-2. outside, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I think one thing that makes Choi so great is his batter's eye. He takes a lot of pitches that are hard to lay off of, as you see there. He can work himself into advantageous counts, as it is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Choi, Kiermaier, and Renfro, so a good chance for maybe some more insurance. And the payoff is taken by Choi, and they're going to ring him up, so he'll go down on strikes. Took a lot of pitches in that bat. And now with 1 out, it's Kevin Kiermaier. He is 1 for 3. A 2-run homer in the first that gave the Rays the lead, hopefully for good. As Kiermaier and Renfro have traded spots for the team lead in home runs. Hunter Renfro now with 9, Kiermaier with 8. As the race to see will be the first to maybe get to double digits. Kiermaier ahead in RBIs. He's secured the team lead. Surprisingly, in fact, really batting in the bottom part of the order. You don't expect it. He's not a traditional cleanup hitter, but he's driven in 18 runs, so that one is fouled away. Down fouled back to the catcher, and it'll still be 1-2. This one from Reinaldo Lopez. Swung on a miss. He got Kiermaier to chase the fastball high, and he goes down on strikes. He'll finish the day 1 for 4. And now it's the cleanup man, Hunter Renfro, to come to the plate with 2 outs. And the base is empty. He is 1 for 3, a home run as well, a 2-run shot there in the third to double the Rays lead. That made it 4-0, and then that solo shot by Choi made it 5. The only pitcher to give up a run for the Rays was the starter Ryan Yarborough. The bullpen has all been shut out. 3 individual shutout innings from 3 relievers. It was Castillo in the 6th, Fairbanks in the 7th, and Poche in the 8th. And we anticipate Nick Anderson in the 9th. And the men that he will likely face, it'll be Jose Ramirez, Carlos Santana, and Domingo Santana. As that one is going to get through for a single for Renfro, as he'll finish with a 2-hit day. Finish 2 for 4 after that single. And now it'll be Brandon Lau. Lau was 1 for 3 today at the plate, a single in the first inning. A couple of groundouts after that, and he's up here in the 8th. Renfro at first with 2 outs. So if it's Nick Anderson, he'll face a couple of switch hitters in the lefty box and then 1 right-hander. That's the problem with this Indians switch hitting heavy lineup. There's no way really to match up against them. 4 switch hitters in the lineup today. No matter who you put in, they're just going to line up on the other side. But with a closer like Nick Anderson, he's been great in getting out lefties and righties. Here's the 2-2 to Lau. Outside ball 3. A full count here for Brandon Lau as he tries to reach base again. Here's the payoff. And it is low ball 4, and that will continue the inning. A walk to Brandon Lau will bring up Yandy Diaz, the man who walked in his last at-bat. He's 0 for 2 with that walk today. Just 153 on the year. Hasn't seen much action. Somewhat of a righty-lefty platoon over there with Wendell. Wendell the superior defender. So he's gotten the edge more times than not. Here's the 0-1. In there for strike 2. So Lopez just trying to get out of this inning and bring this ball game to the top of the 9th and give the Indians one last chance. As that one is lifted in the air, chased by a couple of outfielders, and now DeShields Jr. making a running catch in left center to retire the side. So the Rays get a couple men on, but no runs. Rays with 3 outs left to get. It is 5-1. And it will actually be Oliver Drake to finish this one out. In 18 appearances, he has an 8.79 ERA. If I'm not mistaken, this would be a safe situation. A 4-run lead here in the 9th. They'll face Jose Ramirez first. Maybe just trying to give the closer a day off and get him fresh for the rest of the series, as a 4-run lead is not super high leverage. Drake pitched yesterday, only recorded an out, and gave up an earned run. Was credited with the hold either way. The 1-0 here to Ramirez, low for ball 2. As it's the switch hitter Ramirez here, the switch hitter Santana up next, and the righty Santana after that. So they'll have to face a couple of lefties, so to speak, the 2-0. And that one is put on the ground, and it's going to be right to Lau. Hits right into the shift for out number 1. As that has happened so many times, especially here today. Grounded right to that spot. Lau's been busy over there. The lefty Alvarado warming up as well. So if they really need him in a high leverage spot, they'll have an A bullpen guy. Drake not necessarily considered that, but here maybe to pick up a save today. It's Carlos Santana here. He's 0 for 3 on the evening. Rays with a win today would be just 2 games under 500. It's Ryan Yarborough in line for the win. Shane Beber the loss. Ryan Yarborough would advance to 3-0. He's been arguably really the best starter in this Rays rotation. As that one in there for strike 1. And I forget, since it's only a 1-inning affair for Drake, it's a 4-run lead, a save situation 3-run, so not a save situation for Nick Anderson, so it'll just be a hold for Oliver Drake. I get a little mixed up because Brendan McKay picked up a save in Houston in a contest that I believe the Rays won. I think that was the 8-0 win, but he pitched 3 innings, so he picked up the save there. That one is fouled back. The 1-2. And he got the swing and miss on a pitch outside. And that will bring the Indians down to their final out. It'll be Domingo Santana. Santana 0 for 2 with a walk. That came in the 2nd. The first pitch to him is outside ball 1. A win here would also clinch the season series against the Indians, as they won the series 3-1 in Cleveland. And the 1-1, that's fouled away. Now the Indians down to their final strike. 7,600 in attendance, hopefully to see a Rays win. The Rays are 1 strike away from getting out of this. Here's the 1-2 from Drake. Low for ball 2. As Domingo Santana keeps it alive, maybe just a pitch longer. The 2-2 from Drake. Swing and a miss, and that'll wrap things up. The Rays win this one by a score of 5-1. They put 3 home runs in the scorebook here today. 1 from Kiermaier, 1 from Renfro, and 1 from Choi. It'll be Ryan Yarborough getting the win and advancing to 3-0. Not a save situation today, but a hold for several Rays relievers as they pick up Game 1 of this series and clinch the season series against the Indians. A nice accomplishment for them. They're now just 2 games under 500, improved to 14-6. Send the Indians to 14-7. We'll see you tomorrow for Charlie Morton v. Mike Clevenger.
final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Rays, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. For Cleveland, 1 run,